Hello everybody, this is Mini Joda here, and welcome back to another episode of Parasite Eve. This is part 11, and damn has it been long, or what? I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty lazy. I have no excuse whatsoever. Some time ago, a doctor at the hospital was fired for selling off patient records, and Melissa was seen going into the museum late at night several times. Eve? Clam, that bastard! I knew he was part of this. We'll split up here and search the entire city. Even Clam must be meeting soon. We must hurry. It'll be too late once the ultimate being is born. I'll go snoop around some more and for any info. Oop. Budge your walkie-talkie so we can keep in touch. I'm way out of practice, guys. That's what happens, I guess, when you don't LP for a while. I'm counting on you too, Mr. Scientist. Whoa! The invisible walkie-talkie. We'll all split up and look for Eve. You'll find any trace of her, you call for backup. Weren't you going to stay here, Daniel? And push papers all day? You're kidding me! Oh, I missed you guys. What will we do? Let us know if anything comes up. Oh yes, okay, I got it. Yay. I missed everybody. I missed all these fools, Aya and Clamp and Daniel and his loud voice. So yeah, I guess apparently we were almost at the end of the day, and right now we're beginning with day 5 called Evolution. This is actually the longest day of the series. You can go to a couple of places. You can go to either the warehouse or Chinatown. The warehouse is a pretty challenging place to go to. You can go there now if you want a challenge, but it is pretty hard. For the sake of LPing, I think it's better if I go with the recommended way. So I'm gonna go through Chinatown first and then head over to the warehouse, which is completely optional. So I might as well just continue with the story for now. This area is definitely the easier one. Plus, you know, I'm gonna collect a lot of items here, which will get me ready for the warehouse. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. I've been really lazy, and I did promise that I wasn't gonna stay away for long, but I guess that was a lie. And as our first enemy encounter today, we have cats. I was gonna say rats, but cats. Very appropriate, considering we're in Chinatown. But they do fight a lot like the rats, and they even look a lot like the rats. But what they do is that instead of throwing one fireball, they throw 3, since they have 3 tails. And if you notice, they kind of spin around. So long as you move in a kind of like a spiral pattern and you keep your distance, then you should be okay. It's not exactly intuitive. It does take a while to get used to, but with enough practice, you should be fine. This area is a bit stingy with your healing items, so I hope that you brought enough. That you were able to gather enough healing items from the hospital. You can always go back and get more if you need to. You shouldn't have to. I mean, the game is not that hard that you would need to stock up. But if you do, you can always come back and get a few medicine 2s and medicine 3s. Just in case for this area. This area is a little stingy with those, so if you're not well supplied, then you might have to find another way. And we have encounters, you know, like these combination of enemies. Right now we see the return of the snakes, the same ones that we fought at Central Park. And just like those annoying pests, they still poison you. Fortunately, I did get a poison armor from the hospital, which I completed during my last couple of episodes. If you haven't watched those, please go ahead and watch so that you get caught up. But yeah, I was very lucky to get a poison resistance vest, and that is very useful for this area because I'm going to be fighting a lot of snakes, and also the boss in this area inflicts poison on you. So any turn that you can avoid having to spend healing is good. There's a safe spot here if you need to use it. I'm not going to use it yet. I just started the episode, of course. I did just get a grenade launcher with acid rounds if you're interested to add that poison effect onto your weapons. I'm going to save them for my ultimate weapon, of course. I'm not going to use it. There's a couple of hidden items here. There's a tool and also a handgun, which is pretty good, but I don't think I'm going to use it. What I do want to do is put that ×3 effect onto my current rifle, because I'm not going to be getting another rifle for quite a while, and which means that I'm going to be using this one. I do like the extra range, even though I could switch to the handgun, but I don't like it, so I'm going to stay with my long-range rifle for as long as I can. There's more enemies. Yeah, same encounter as before, so no problem. I do like my rifle, even though I don't know if you've noticed, it's kind of weird actually, because you see how Aya's running around with a handgun and then it suddenly morphs into a rifle or whatever weapon you're using. So it's a little weird. People say you should use a handgun just for the sake of that. Aya, it's here. It looks like rotten meat. I'm going down to have a look. Notify Daniel for me. You do that. Yes, wait, here, take this. What are you giving me? Narita. It's another good luck charm. Careful now. Now, this one is pretty much the same thing as the other ones that you got from before, which I actually happened to put back into the police station's box storage, so that I have enough space to carry all the inventory that I'm going to be getting in this particular dungeon. I recommend you do the same. I did that off screen, you know, I don't want to bother showing all of that. I'm all about efficiency and cutting extra time. So yeah, this dungeon. We're gonna go into the Chinatown sewers. And I actually did take some time to make an interactive map that has some animations on it, so I hope you like it. Okay, so we have a map of the sewers here, right under Chinatown. As you see, I made icons for all of the treasures that are here. Some are labeled as chests, some are labeled as shinies, just so that you know what you're looking for depending on the area that you are. It's pretty straightforward. You might get lost only because if you've never been to this area, you don't know where to go, but I'm showing you my preferred path. You don't have to, but if you want to, here's the way that I recommend it. Okay, so hopefully you guys can make good use of that map that I just put up there, because there are a lot of encounters here. There are, even though the map is pretty simplistic, you might get lost here, especially if you don't know where you're going, because all the areas look the same, which I guess, I don't know if it's a bad design or what, but basically you're gonna have to, like all of the areas that look like a cross, they look the same way as this one where I'm in right now. So if you don't know where you are, if you're not paying attention, then you might get lost. So that's the reason why it's convenient to kind of have a map with you. And there are some maps online that you can use, but I kind of wanted to try my hand at using my own. And I'm not the best animator out there, you know, but I figured might as well give it a shot. I did do my intro, so I gave it my best shot. Okay, I don't think I talked about the bats, right? I was distracted talking about the dungeon to actually talk about the new enemies that are here. There's not that many. I believe there's only 2. But for this particular location in the sewers, there is a new enemy, the bats, which I'm certainly gonna find a lot of, so I'm sure I'm gonna find another opportunity to talk about them. But basically, what these bats do... Oh, speaking of which... Please be bats? Yes, okay. So this is a good opportunity to show you guys what they do. Basically what these guys do is that they shoot those sound waves at you, and if they hit you, they will inflict you with a status called darkness. And what that does is that it reduces your range to pretty much nothing. So you have to be standing right next to them in order for the attacks to actually hit them. These enemies do fortunately drop Cure Ds, but keep in mind that if you grab all of them, this is gonna clutter your inventory unnecessarily, so I would recommend to carry 1, which is, I mean, I grabbed all the 2 that I just got before, but I just want to have those available just in case, because if you don't have Cure Ds, otherwise you just have to wait it out. In big areas like this, you can just run around avoiding the sound waves, otherwise, if it's kind of like a narrow passageway like the one we were just fighting them before, god damn it. Then you might have to kind of run towards them, or maybe stay next to them, so that the sound wave goes right over your head. For this particular encounter, because I'm fighting poison enemies as well, you kind of have to make your decision. I personally find the bats more annoying, because, like, you know, while you're silenced, if you don't have any cures, you have to wait it out, and you can't kill anything. While you're poisoned, at least you can shoot stuff. And also I happen to have that, you know, poison resist armor, so for me, depending on the armor that I have, of course it may vary depending on your situation, but for me the bats are more annoying. And I just leveled up, so I got a new ability called Gene Heal, and this is very similar to Regen from other RPGs if you've played any other RPGs, which I'm sure you have. But basically what it does is that when you activate Regen, it Gene Heal, it regens your health little by little, and it drains your parasitic energy at the same time. So it's similar to Barrier, in a sense that, you know how with Barrier, whenever they hit you, it drains your parasitic energy. With Gene Heal, is the same thing. So if you don't toggle it off, it will drain your entire bar, which is good for, like, you know, long encounters. But for the most part, you might want to go for, you know, heal 2s or heal 3s instead. Yeah, more bats. A lot of bats. You're gonna be fighting them a lot here, so hope you're ready. And the Drupal, you know, I don't like carrying a lot of items in terms of those healing Cure Ds. That's why I figured I'll just grab the ammo and discard whatever I don't need. Because you are gonna be going around, if you look at the map, you'll see that there's a lot of chests around here. And, you know, you might just need to kind of get that extra space. I think there's an item here. No. Okay. Sorry, my bad. It is a confusing area. I'm looking at the map right now. I have it on my lap. And I'm looking at it. I'm trying to kind of make sense out of it. But it's confusing because all the hallways look the freaking same. So it's easy to get lost. But no, I just realized that there's nothing. And as you see, some of them are shiny. So it's kind of hard to make out where they are. Wow, 4 bats. That is just no mercy. And in here you get a shotgun, which I think is the first shotgun that we get, I'm not sure. I believe so. But basically, shotguns have the ability, they do have really short range, but the good thing about it is that they have that ability called Burst, which you can add on to weapons. Which I'll talk about it in a little bit. Anyway, when you add Burst onto a weapon, what that does is that it allows you to shoot your bullets in a cone, kind of spreading it out and shooting everything in your path. It's very, very useful. So many interruptions. Bats, and more bats. So, as I was saying, when you apply Burst onto a weapon, everything shoots into a cone, and it allows you to shoot everything in front of you. So it's really useful for, especially for your ultimate weapons, you have a really strong weapon to use. For now, same as everything, which is what I recommend that you do, but you can always use them. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna get more shotguns later on, but I just like to have the extra ones for future use, just in case I mess up and I use a shotgun by mistake. I always have another one. And the game is not that difficult, so, I mean, at least combat-wise. So I recommend that you save all of those items. I personally like to save that ability for later. So that, because my ultimate weapon will definitely have that burst ability. So that's why I like to keep it. If you go to the right from here, you're gonna end up at the start area. If looking at the map, you'll notice that that's where we are right now. That's why I like to go in kind of like a figure 8 pattern, avoiding as many enemies as I can. And, you know, I guess taking the shortest route that will get me to all of the items. I guess technically you don't have to get all of the items. But, you know, if you're a completionist like I am, then you might want to. Oh god, so many bats. So annoying. Wow, so many. And they always blind you. They always freaking blind you. Especially when there's 4 of them, or I guess that's the max. But when you're fighting 4 of them at the same time, it's just hard to time it. Because when you're standing there shooting enemies, especially now that I have my triple shot ability, instead of standing still and shooting 1 bullet, I shoot 3. Which means that there's a good chance that they might hit me with blindness, or sorry, darkness, as I'm just standing there doing nothing, so it's annoying. I guess it's not that bad, it's more of an annoyance than anything. You do have to wait it out. Oh, there's a new enemy. Oh, I did a practice run on this and I didn't encounter this guy. Basically, this is the same frog that you find at the Carnegie Hall sewers from day 1. Pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's a recolor, but overall it does the same moves. The only thing is that this one, instead of just hitting you with the tongue, what it does is that every time it does that, it lowers your defense. Fortunately, I don't believe you find them in groups, so long as you kill it quickly, then, you know, you don't let it hit you one more time because you have a defense down debuff, then I guess you should be okay. I believe there's an item on the left side. Yes. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't say that I was dumb, but I made somewhat of a mistake. Basically, I switched my rifle during the last dungeon, if I remember. I think I missed an item. I'm looking at my map right now, and it seems that I missed a shiny, but I didn't. Was I paying attention? I'm not sure. I think it should be somewhere. Oh, there we go. I see it. Okay. So as I was saying, I switched the rifle by mistake. That's not what I wanted to do. And at first I thought it was because I like, range. I really like range. I wanted a better weapon. And I upgraded by mistake, but I didn't realize that it was just one bullet at a time, which sucks. No more bats, please, please. I beg you. I don't think you find any bats as soon as we get out of the sewer, and if you're looking at the map, then you'll know that we're almost done with this area. Oh, another frog, okay. I think he does have one more attack, which he didn't do last time because I killed it too quickly. I don't know if he'll do it. Basically what he does is that he jumps crazy high up in the... Oh, there we go. He's doing it. And then he's gonna try to jump on you. So long as you're on the move, you should be fine. But I just wanted to show it. Because I figured, like, it's kind of a badass move. He jumps off the screen and then jumps on you. It's kind of crazy. I do like to appreciate little things on games like this. I think I clicked on it too quick. I didn't see if I'm not sure if this chest is better. This chest piece is better than the one that I got born before. Let me double check. Oh no, that's terrible. I'm sure it has better stats, I just didn't check, but if you notice, it had that ability. It had two abilities. It had HP plus and active time bar down. So basically it raises your health, which is good, but it lowers the speed in which your ATB bar goes up, which sucks. What did I say about bats? And another grenade launcher with another set of acid rounds. If you wanted to use, if you are desperate for adding acid rounds to your weapons, here's your chance. You got 2 weapons for the price of 1. There we go. And I got poison and not silence, blinded at the same time. So double annoyance. But as I was saying, the armor that you get from before, I'm sure it has good stats, but I'm gonna keep it so that I can move that HP plus ability onto another piece of armor because I don't want to have my active time bar slowed down. I'm sure you don't want either. Oh yes, we're out, yay. So this is pretty much the exit to the area. You just have to go up this ladder. I kind of make a little drawing of it on my map. I'm just so proud of it. I'm sorry that I'm talking so much about it, but I'm just really proud of the animation that I did. Because I made my own intro, the one that you see at the beginning. But I have so much to learn, and I feel like every time I do something, it's just kind of like a learning experience to me. So I'm just so proud of the map that I made, and I don't know, I really like it. I hope you guys like it as well. And there's a new item here. There is a Club 3. So this one is the same thing as the one that you have, Club 2. It also steals enemies with melee attacks. The only difference is that it also has I believe it's quick shot ability? Just a bat, not too biggie. The quick shot ability gives you kind of like a first strike, so you get to attack first at the beginning of the battle. It's kind of useful. Just keep it with you. This is... what is this? Blood. Is the audience from Central Park. Oh yeah, cutscene time, yes. So remember when I mentioned I have to get to the slime out to the reservoir before it infects the whole... Blah, blah, blah. I don't think I read that right. Remember when I said that I wanted to get a cutscene on every episode? And I've done that so far except for one. So I'm really excited that I got a chance to add that one into this. The exit is the other way from where I'm going, but there's a kind of like a mini boss encounter here with 2 alligators, which are pretty much the same ones that you fought again at Carnegie Hall, the sewer. If you remember, this was the boss from day 1. Although this time you have to fight 2 of them. It's a bit different. You don't have to shoot 2 targets anymore, you just have to shoot the head. And I think they have about the same health. The only new attack that they have is that thing. They shoot their fireball, and if it hits if it doesn't hit you, it hits the floor, and it explodes into, it kind of like bursts into 6 tiny, I guess, fireballs. So it's a bit annoying to dodge, only because you don't know when they're gonna land, but they don't do that much damage as you see, so I guess it should be okay. So long as you have good defenses. And there's a tool here. The good thing about coming to this area is that you get to kill the 2 alligators, and they give you 2 random stat ups for your weapons and your armor. I guess the ones that I got weren't that good. I mean, I just got 2 range +1 power-ups, which, you know, I mean, I like range. I'm always up for range. That's the main reason why I use my rifle. That's why I'm advocating it so much. But I guess, you know, sometimes you get, you know, what is it, attack plus and other things that are good. Even attack plus too, so kind of disappointed that I didn't get those, but I guess so long as I keep using my bonus points, so long as I keep getting my stat ups, then I shouldn't be behind. I'm sure I'll be okay. If I'm not mistaken, after that long ass sewer, yeah, there should be a safe spot here. Let's open this first. Yeah, ammo. We don't really need any. There's another cutscene that comes up after this, but I think I want to stop my recording for now. I've missed you guys so much, and I'm happy to be back. I'm going to try to record more often. Here's me saying. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, enjoy.